fans, and welcome to the Riverside Arena in Moose Lake. I'm Jason Groth, joined by Kitty Catastrophe. Roller Derby radio action back on the air tonight, and it's a historic night. Roller Underground, their first ever bout tonight, taking on the Moose Lake Mafia.
It should be a pretty exciting bout. I have seen a lot of the Underground girls skate. They came in, skated with our league the other night, and they've got some moves. I know Moose Lake is a more experienced team, but they've got some people that I've never seen skate before. So on one hand, I kind of have an idea what I think will happen, but on the other hand, I'm going to be pleasantly surprised, I'm sure.
Roller Underground, the Dirty Oars, taking on Moose Lake Mafia tonight. It's going to be a fun night, the first bout ever for Roller Underground, but they do have some skaters that are very familiar to the sport. They
do. They have two skaters on their roster that have played before. They're pretty new to the sport still. I think they've been just less than a year, but winter is coming, and Rabicha.
Moose Lake Mafia will have six-pack Stevie wearing number 34, Delinquent number 18. Lil L is wearing 13, Screaming V is number 7. Juicy Fruits is 10-4, Law Enforcer 187, No Show is 81, Tom's Mom is 21, Beware Care is Roland Polak is 321, Loco Ocho is number 8, and Psycho Babble is 5150. Introductions taking place right now. The refs being introduced to the crowd here at the Riverside Arena, and we were touching on about it just a second ago off air. An outstanding crowd already on hand here at Moose Lake.
Moose Lake always seems to draw a good crowd. The venue is small compared to a lot that we skate in, but the people in this town are amazing, and they love this sport. It's so cool. I don't know what this team does to get the support of this community, but I love it. It's going to be rocking in here tonight.
Like you said, it's going to be a fun atmosphere. As you can tell in the background, it is a great atmosphere and a good time tonight here. Will be had 2 30-minute halves, and you can see fans from other teams also taking in tonight's event.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Harbor City roller dames. Of course, they're here to support their girls who are skating with the Dirty Oars. Also, the Iron Range Maidens, Attackanites are here supporting all of their friends, but I have a sneaking suspicion that they're going to be rooting for the underdogs tonight, the Dirty Oars, as the Oars joined us in practice just last Wednesday.
And now when you mention that, you see that kind of happens throughout roller derby a lot of times. And talk about, if you could, a little bit what it does to help out other teams by having them skate with you guys during the week.
I think that the first thing it does is just builds a sense of community. When we get to know these other leagues and their strengths and their weaknesses and their personalities, and we become friends with these people. And we love to support what they do, both on and off the track. And, you know, as much as we love to play this game, we love to go watch it. And so it's super fun when we can go watch other teams that we really actually like. It's no fun to watch people play who we don't like.
And it should be a fun one tonight as the Roller Underground takes a lap around the track here in Moose Lake. Now I got to ask you, have you had the chance to skate on the floor here at the Riverside Arena?
I have skated on this floor, and it's a little slippery, but it's not crazy slippery. I see a lot of girls out there skating on Poisons, which is what I skate on when I'm here. Poison is a hybrid indoor-outdoor wheel. It's a little stickier than a lot, and not as sticky as others. It's a perfect wheel for this floor.
As you hear in the background, players being introduced to the crowd here right now. It should be a fun time tonight between these teams. And it's going to be a fun one, I think, seeing the young rookie team make their debut tonight, see how they kind of go through some of the things that may play a role, like some nerves early on.
You know, I did have a chance to sneak into their locker room after they warmed up today. And there's probably 6 or 7 girls whose bout this is the very first one. And so they did have some nerves, but it was interesting. On one hand, they said they were nervous, but they were eating food. So they can't be too nervous. I think they're doing a great job holding it all together. They look very comfortable. They look relaxed. I think they're just going to put that all to the side, and they're going to skate their game and have a good time tonight. That was their rule number 3, have fun.
That's kind of interesting. You mentioned eating food before you get ready for a bout and type things and trying to do different things to possibly control the nerves as you get ready for your first bout. And it's always fun. And the thing is, the time clock plays a big role, and endurance can play a role too for a young team.
Absolutely. in regards to eating, obviously you need to fuel your body to be this athletic for 60 minutes, but it's a fine balance because you have to control how much you eat before you go out and get the snot knocked out of you.
I would like anyone who has served.
Would like to take a quick time out as we get ready for the start of the bout here on the Roller Derby Radio Network.
And now, for our national anthem, I ask that you please stand and take out your hands. Welcome, Leslie Parker.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were still gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang out, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, give Leslie a hand. That was amazing. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who here has never seen roller derby before? Who has never seen? Very good. I love to see for the zebras. That makes me feel great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go through what we call Derby 101. We happen to have a whole bunch of skaters in front of us. We have got 4 blockers from each team. Blockers, put your hands up. Of those blockers, you'll actually see that there is one that has a strike.
Back to the Riverside Arena, Lexi Crocker with a great job with the national anthem. We should mention the coach for Moose Lake Mafia tonight, Sergeant Great Payne, here as well for Moose Lake Mafia, the coach, so it should be a fun one tonight. Right now, Roller Derby 101 being introduced to the crowd here. And Kitty, if you'd like to introduce as well to some new listeners possibly.
So what happens in this sport of roller derby is a lot of action all at once. And there's 2 skaters one on each team who wear a star on their helmet, which is called the panty. So they're wearing the star panties. Those people are called the jammers. There are also 4 skaters from each team who make up the pack, who are trying to stop the opposing jammer as well as help their own jammer at the same time. So upon the first whistle blow, everybody goes at the same time. The jammers try to get through. The first jammer through the pack legally is considered the lead jammer, and she has the ability to call the game off at any time by repeatedly motioning her hands from hips to shoulders, and then you'll hear 4 whistles, and that jam is over.
And now we'll get ready to go with our first jam of the night. Jams are 2 minutes unless called off early. Halves are 30 minutes long, but sometimes we'll run over if you get a chance to get a last jam in there before the clock expires. Delinquent will go for Moose Lake Mafia against Rebicia for Roller Underground as we get ready to start this bout here. And again, we're here kind of in the third corner here of the track as they're starting on the far side of the track tonight. Moose Lake Mafia wearing purple, Roller Underground in green as we get ready to go to start. Delinquent's trying to go right through the middle for Rebicia right behind her. Now Delinquent gets her way through. And she gets lead jam status to get things going for Moose Lake Mafia as Rebicia takes a hard hit from behind, in front back there. Now Delinquent looking to slice her way through. She gets blocked off there nicely as they're Brisa Burden, one of the people they're trying to block Delinquent off. Rebicha coming across the backside. Moose Lake Mafia has to look, but Delinquent will call it off as she realizes Rebicha is right behind her.
That was some great defensive blocking from the Dirty Oars there, holding Moose Lake to only 2 points. Delinquent is a fantastic jammer, so that's got to feel good for them on their first jam of their first game.
And now we'll see them square off the same two again in the jamming as the jammers. Rebicha against Delinquent.
Rebicha lining up now along with Delinquent one more time.
They're both trying to find their starting spot where they want to go. Delinquent trying to find the perfect lane as all teams are packed at the jam line. Rebicha is the one that gets through first, so she storms through quickly. She gets lead jam status, stumbles a little bit, but Delinquent's right behind her as they approach the far side of the track, and Delinquent's going to knock Rebicha out of bounds, but go down too. We'll see what happens here as they both pick back up. Rebicha will call off the jam, try to get through. So Delinquent may got a point or two on that one. And they're going to give her two, so it's sorry, 2 in the first, and now it's 5-0 in favor of Moose Lake Mafia early on.
Looking at it now, Moose Lake Mafia 5, Dirty Oars 0.
What the Steph will go for the Dirty Oars.
What the Steph lined up for
Lil L for Moose Lake Mafia.
What the Steph is one of those Harbor City Fosters. She's got some experience under her belt, so it'll be nice to see what she can do here with just a little more relaxed.
She's looking for the line to force her way right through. She pushes through. She's got one more to get by, and that's Beware Kara, and she does that. Excuse me. That was up, but she got through. Little L's right behind her, though. That was no show. She had to work her way through. Now we got a penalty coming up that's going to send a Mafia member to the box as they approach the pack. What the Steph went flying there. Little L delivered a nice shot there. Little L gets through. And now getting through there was What the Steph, but Little L's going to the box.
Yeah, I think she got a back block on that call. What the Steph, though, holding her composure and coming around to score some points again.
She approaches the pack here in the power jam, trying to look what way to go. She gets blocked off by Beware Kara and no show that time. And now they're separated too far and no pack has been called. They'll have to let What the Steph go. She gets a grand slam there and going to the box with another member of the Mafia. So a nice jam here for the Dirty Oars early on.
They called one skater off from each of those teams from not reforming the pack in that no pack scenario.
Now What the Steph just trying to push the Moose Lake Mafia forward and doing that and gets through, and they got to reform again. And now it's called off.
Much better. You saw both teams actually reform immediately when they heard that no pack call.
So a big opportunity to capitalize well on there by the Underground. 26 minutes and counting to go in our opening half, as the Dirty Oars have a nice lead after that power jam at 15-5.
That's got to feel good to a brand new team.
You talked about early nerves. Doesn't look like any.
No, I think they look really good. They've been working hard.
Rebicha trying to go through against Little Steph. Little Steph's going to get lead jam status and a chance to try to cut back into this lead. Now What the Steph gets through.
Little L out there in Rebicha.
Little L now about quarter of the track ahead, now approaching the pack, avoids a hit on the high line and gets right through. Vortex tried to deliver one there, now Rebicha gets through as well. She swings right by Juicy Fruit and does a nice job. Little L looking where to go, trying to slice through and does.
She's nice.
She'll keep the jam going as Rebicha takes a bump and she sends one flying there herself as Tom's mom went and up over end. Little L back.
There, they got her out of bounds.
Well, trying to have to come back in.
Almost drew on a track cut.
But that opened the whole top line for Rebicha, who toes the top line perfectly.
I remember the first time I saw Rebicha skate, I thought, where the heck did this girl come from with all that footwork?
And now Lil L will finally call that jam off. ends up being a very nice jam, I think, for both teams overall in the long run.
Now some good back and forth skating, ladies and gentlemen. You can see this is very much a contact sport. This is where all the safety equipment.
Six-pack Stevie will now jam for Moose Lake Mafia. With 24-25 to go, it's 27-19. We got a ref collision
Looks like
and a timeout. And we'll take a quick break with them here on the Roller Derby Radio Network. And we're back here at Moose Lake. I'm Jason Groth, joined by Kitty Catastrophe as we are getting ready to come back to live action. It's 27-19 in favor of the Roller Underground Dirty Owners right now.
right there for you. Thank you.
You know, Jason, on the last jam here, we saw Polar Vortex deliver a nice hit here to Little L, and it didn't look like it was that big of a hit, but I think it speaks more to Little L's core strength and stability, because that was a nice hit that Polar Vortex delivered, and Little L had some great technique there to stay in bounds.
Appears looks like it's Ferrylicious going against Six-pack Stevie. Six-pack Stevie to the high side, gets bumped out of bounds, tries to pop back in, and will get to the outside and will get through and get lead jam again. Ferrylicious takes a hard hit and goes down, but she pops right back up. Now cuts through and gets through.
Great move by What the Steps to push that line to the outside so Licious could get in there.
Six-pack Stevie trying to get a block. And Juicy Fruit gets called for the penalty there. She'll go to the box for that block.
That was a directional gameplay. She was moving the wrong way on the track. You can't do that in roller derby.
And now cutting through on the far side, Ferrylicious trying to get through the pack. Is coming on again is Six-pack Stevie. Six-pack Stevie trying to get low and sneak by, but she gets bumped off nicely there. Pops back up. Dipsy doodles around there and gets across and gets some more points. That time she got by Lemon Dread and it calls off the pack, calls off that jam. Ferrylicious battling hard on the other side as well.
Ferrylicious was one of those girls in the locker room that was eating. I don't know how they can do that. I don't like to eat before I play.
23 minutes left in the first half. We're seeing your Moose Lake
Now
Mafia
it's 31-27.
31. This is close roller derby.
We got Delinquent jamming. Looks like Rebicia again. They bump each other off the start. And Rebicia gets through, and she'll get lead jam as Delinquent's counting the pack. And now we'll get through.
I like to see those aggressive jammer on jammer starts.
As now Rebicia approaching the backside. Looks somewhere to go, trying to go high. Sends a couple of girls flying, but Delinquent gets through. Delinquent took advantage of that one as Roller Underground was looking at trying to help Rebicia and kind of lost sight of Delinquent. Rebicia taking some hard hits in that pack as now Delinquent's trying to work through. She gets blocked there. Takes a couple of blocks and drops down as Rebicia is going to the box. So power jam here for the Mafia.
I didn't see what the call was on Rebicia, but I can tell you she's sitting in the wrong chair, and I don't know how that's going to bode for her.
And now Delinquent makes her way through. And now sends one more flying. Is back skating there was Penny Pincher. Delinquent used her momentum there to her advantage. And now they're trying to come through and Delinquent.
I don't think the purple sees Rebicia coming. There she goes.
Nice pickup there. She snuck right on by as Moose Lake Mafia missed that one. And now Delinquent's going to go to the box. So Rebicia has a chance here to answer one of her own. And now a couple of hard hits there as Rebicia works her way through.
Rebicia just got called on a back block, and I don't know that I agree with that call, but she did a great job with just going with it. The ref tells you what to do, you got to just do it sometimes.
Now they'll just stick together as Delinquent comes out, but that will be the end of that jam.
Another exercise of control there. Rebicia went into the penalty box, and Delinquent sat and waited until she was released from the box. As a jammer, you are not allowed to come out of the box until the jam or penalty timer tells you can go, and sometimes that's hard. You're sitting there, and that opposing jammer comes and sits down, and you just have to wait until the penalty timer says you're free to go. Right now, Moose Lake Mafia is starting on a power jam. Little L is jamming. Rabicha is back in now, and Rabicha picks up lead jam. There's a big collision on the track there. And here comes Little L with her blockers making a nice move for her to get through.
Again, she found a simple way through, ladies and gentlemen.
Looks like right now some confusion with the refs. They got it cleared up. They called both jammers lead, but Rabicha got it first, so they're letting her keep it.
Some nice hitting going on between these two teams right now. Rabicha just took another strong hit there from Roland Polak.
You know, and it's nice hitting, but it's in a no-pack scenario. They can't do that. Holy, look at that. Wow.
This line of Mafia going to the box right now.
They just filled their penalty box. In fact, they're going to have somebody waiting. They're going to wave somebody off, and they'll have to serve their time later.
And you mentioned experience playing a role. Both teams are kind of young. One in their first bout tonight. Moose Lake Mafia, a young team, and now going to the box. Little Al, the jammer for Moose Lake Mafia. So if you're in the penalty box and working there tonight, you're going to have a busy night tonight. As Rabicha is going to work her way through here. Take a couple bumps, but no pack was called, so that's going to be another penalty. A six-pack. Stevie's going to go to the box.
I am betting that we will see this clear up. At halftime, Moose Lake will regroup and get a sense. Those penalties that they're getting called for, almost all of them, are engaging the jammer in a no-pack situation.
Loco Ocho, the only one on the track for the Moose Lake Mafia. Rabicha just goes right around. Bacon kind of talked about in our pre-bout interview that he says the penalties will be pretty obvious for him to watch tonight, and that's definitely kind of been the case.
Yep, he said with new teams, they just kind of lay those penalties right out there for you to spot.
No packs called, and now Rabicha gets right through. Furlicious will go to the box, and that will be the end of this jam.
So Furlicious was called on a failure to reform, again on a no-pack. Both teams are responsible for reforming the pack. So what that means is the group in the front of the pack has to stop skating, and the group at the back of the pack has to pick it up and start closing that distance between the two groups.
Well, we got a stoppage on the track. We'll take a quick break, collect everything. Right now it's 62-48 in favor of the Roller Underground here on the Roller Derby Radio Network. Well, welcome back to the Riverside Arena. I'm Jason Grohl, joined by Kitty Catastrophe. Some nice mayhem going on early between the Mafia and the Dirty Oars. 62-48 in favor of Roller Underground. They have came out ready to go. Penalties have been mounting for the Moose Lake Mafia.
You know, I see Dred Kennedy, head ref of tonight's bout, talking to both captains, and I can only imagine that he's explaining the failure to reform a pack, because there was a lot of failure to reform calls in that one jam alone.
As we're going to get ready to go, Moose Lake Mafia's got two in the box. One in the box for the Roller Underground. 62-48 shows the score. Law Enforcer and Sisu Storm will be the jammers. Law Enforcer starts things off right away, but Sisu Storm is going to work through for the Dirty Oars. But now Sisu Storm gets through.
Oh, look at
right
that.
behind her is Law Enforcer. Now we got jammer on jammer right neck and neck here. Sisu Storm with an awesome number, EF5, trying to work her way through. Approaching the backside of the pack here, trying to slingshot herself around to the outside, but going through the inside was Law Enforcer. She did a nice job.
That was beautiful roller derby.
She cut through the inside as Sisu Storm got caught in the trap, trying to slingshot herself to the outside. And a nice job there by Law Enforcer to kind of steal some points back.
Law Enforcer is one of those skaters that I've never seen before, so I didn't know what to expect, and her awareness of what was going on in the track was fantastic to see.
Looks like a 4-out blocker advantage for the Dirty Oars.
Once again, the box full. Mafia 2 in the box. 62-52 the score. The Dirty Oars at full strength. Sisu Storm's going to go at it again, this time against Lil L again. Sisu Storm takes a couple of hard hits. Delinquent goes down that time as well, but Lil L sneaks through. She does a nice job, and now trying to get through Sisu Storm. She gets blocked by Juicy Fruit and Roland Polak, but no pack is called.
That shouldn't have been a no pack. I'm sorry, but the green team had a purple coat in the back. That was an obvious pack in the back.
And Little Owl takes a couple of hits, and she delivers one of her own and gets right through. She's going to call that jam off after getting instruction from the bench.
It happens sometimes. It's frustrating, but it happens. The refs can only call what they see, and as a skater, I get bent out of shape about it. Apparently, I get bent out of shape about it when I'm not skating.
And you notice we also have a different angle and vantage point. You got to mention, you can tell the skater side of you is coming out there on that one.
Yeah, it is. That skater side only comes out sometimes.
And if you want to see that skater side, next Saturday night.
Saturday night, we're going to be taking on the Supernovas.
That'll be also on the RDRN. Butterscotch Bitch will be making her RDRN debut next week.
No sweaty balls, girl. You got this.
As we come back to action, Delinquent.
Six-pack
Stevie, excuse me, I apologize. Gets through. And she's trying to approach the back of the pack. Fergalicious now gets through for the Dirty Orcs. Six-pack Stevie gets low and goes high and gets through.
Great hit by Lemon, though. It's hard sometimes to turn around and get your butt out for that last little booty pop, but a new skater, she did it well.
Fergalicious now approaching the pack. The whole bench from Moose Lake Mafia trying to get Six-pack Stevie to call off the jam. And now she does. And she tries to get through to get some extra points, but I think I saw 6 girls on the bench jumping up and down, screaming for Six-pack Stevie to call it off.
You know, Fergalicious in that jam passed one skater, but they had one in the box, and so you get a point for that one in the box when you pass the first one on the floor. So good job for her. She got the 2-to-1 point advantage on that jam.
Now it'll be Delinquent jamming against Rubici. It's been a fun battle between these two tonight.
It has. They're pretty well matched in terms of skill, I think.
And speaking of, sorry to interrupt you, but speaking of pretty well matched, these two teams, 64-61 is our score halfway through the first half.
Amazing. I don't think Moose Lake expected this. I can't imagine that they're going to let this happen in the second half.
I can tell you, I didn't expect this from the early going. As Rubici gets through, gets lead jam status again, as Delinquent struggling to get through, and a nice wall by the Roller Underground again, doing a great job defensively tonight, and that opened it up for Rubici.
Yeah, she had a cut. I don't know if you saw her 2 outside wheels went through the track boundary on the inside of the track, and they caught her on it right in front of Dred Kennedy. You cannot get anything past him.
And now Delinquent's going to take advantage. She hopes for Moose Lake Mafia, and she gets right through.
Juicy Fruit just got called out on a direction of gameplay. We've seen a couple of those tonight too. You can't hit an opposing blocker when you're going the wrong way and have them lose position for it.
Well, the Roll Underground trying to converge on Delinquent. Delinquent's going to push it forward and get no pack called, so they have to regroup again, reform. And Delinquent gets through, and that will get the hometown crowd making some noise again. As Delinquent looks to go through and does. A big opportunity for Moose Lake Mafia as Rubici comes out of the box. Delinquent.
She says no.
They wanted her called off, but she said no, like you picked up right there.
I got to tell you, if I was coaching her, there would be a conversation to happen afterwards.
But it pays off. Delinquent gets through.
It does pay off. That girl has some endurance. She jams, and she jams a lot, and she is very good at it.
Now Screaming V is going to earn a trip to the box as Delinquent comes back to the backside of the Roller Underground wall. Absorbs some contact, now goes out of bounds. And that's going to open up for Rubici to get through. Oh, she takes a hit from Roman Polak. And she's going to go to the box for it for a high block. Now Delinquent gets through again. Coaching staff just turns her back now. She skates around this time. As Rubici is looking which way to go here. And she's trying to approach through. And that will be the end of that jam.
Wow, that was a great jam. I don't know if you saw with all the action that was happening at the front of the pack, but the Dirty Oars had an excellent bridge back in the back of the pack, and that's a hard skill to learn. They did a great job.
Well, we got a timeout on the floor. We'll take another one with them as you're listening to the Dirty Oars and the Moose Lake Mafia on the Roller Derby Radio Network. Well, welcome back to the Riverside Arena. We're back to action. It's 85-72. The Mafia over the Dirty Oars is what the Steph is going against Law Enforcer, and what the Steph gets through for the Dirty Oars. Law Enforcer now gets through.
The Oars had a great 3-wall in the back, holding the Law Enforcer just long enough for Steph to get through.
Now they're looking to set up what to do, and what the Steph's going to knife her way through and earn a no pack call, so they got to reform again. You've been definitely commenting on that tonight. It's been one that's be seen, and law enforcers going to the box.
There was a back block there by law enforcer.
What the Steph's going to try to work her way through on this power jam. And no packs called. So again, What the Steph goes through.
What the Steph, a natural pivot. Here she's jamming, and she's a fine jammer. But you can hear her commanding the green team as she's going through, telling them what she would like for them to do. And they're paying attention for the most part, listening well.
Now, What the Steph pushes forward again, and another no pack, and she'll get through.
Great job by Winter is coming there from the Dirty Oars to reform immediately when that no pack was called. No penalties on that one.
What the Steph taking a look. And now she's going to knife through, push forward again, get the no pack call, and like you said, they quickly reform again.
Law enforcer is going to come in right now. Let's see if they pick it up.
Winter's coming, as you said, just took a quick look back about picking that up, and they did a nice job there.
Yeah, they did. Excellent job. From a new team, that track awareness is great.
She takes a stuff filled as law enforcer trying to knife through. And now she works her way, gets bumped down again, but pops back up. Well, all goes right back to the penalty box. That's been her home lately.
See a penny pass there. What the Steph pass to a Penny Pincher, and Moose Lake is not ready for it.
One player, Roland Polak, picked it up.
Oh,
She got ran over in a back block, and she goes to the box.
shoot. That was a nice pass.
As Penny Pincher will go to the box, and now a power jam here coming up for Moose Lake Mafia. And the one that picked it up was Roland Polak. She was the only one on the track that noticed that pass that you picked up on right away.
Well, it happened right in front of us, so sometimes they're hard to see, but with this vantage point, it was nice and easy to see.
Like you said, though, no one on the track, and Roland Polak was the only one that caught it because no one else from Moose Lake Mafia reacted at all. And Roland Polak was able to draw the penalty. And that's going to help, though, in that jam overall. The underground gets right back into it. Now they trail by 4 at 90-86. Six-pack Stevie's going to jam here. Again, sitting in the box is Penny Pincher after the penalty. And six-pack Stevie gets through quickly.
Yeah, she does. I wonder if there's a little confusion on the rule here. The Dirty Oars did not field a pivot in this jam, and perhaps it's because they don't know that they can. Penny Pincher went to the penalty box as the jammer, not as the pivot.
Six-pack Stevie gets through one more time. That's another grand slam for the Mafia. And now Will L comes out of the box, so Moose Lake's at full strength coming around. As six-pack Stevie was going to go to the inside, now try to go through the low side. It's there. Trying to cut her off was Beast of Burden, but now six-pack Stevie got through, and out comes Penny Pincher. Now both teams are actually back at full strength, and they're going to tell six-pack Stevie to call it off. She'll oblige. 8:45 to go in what's been a very entertaining first half here from the Riverside Arena.
Excellent bout.
Some players didn't realize the jam had actually been called off. In fact, the whole pack didn't.
It's so hard to hear sometimes those whistles without a crowd, but you have some music and you have this fantastic crowd.
I mean, take a look at the venue to our left. It's packed, fans in the suicide seats all the way around. And then to our right, some good side seating here in a very small, right on top of the skaters are the fans here at the Riverside Arena.
It makes for good playing when you have all of that energy right in your laps.
All right, Red Kennedy, let's get it on. Let's go.
Interesting there. I don't know if you saw it. The Dirty Oars were the first team out on the track, but they were about 2 feet off the jam line, and Moose Lake Mafia snuck right in and took the line.
Nice pickup as Delinquent's getting ready to go here. Penny Pincher's in the box, so a power jam again for Moose Lake Mafia.
I didn't see what Penny got called on. I thought that Moose Lake called it a little early, but perhaps this was a good move.
Now Winters coming is battling with Delinquent. Delinquent goes out of bounds,
Oh,
and she
she
got
was
called for
called.
a penalty.
I missed that call too.
And now we'll have the jammers sitting and stand and relax for a few seconds. As now Penny Pincher comes out of the box and Roller Underground's ready to go.
What the Steph directing those green skaters very nicely on the track, telling them where to go and what to do.
And Penny Pincher tried to use Winters coming as a screen and instead she bowled her right over. That one may have backfired a little bit, but Penny Pincher pops back up, takes a bump there. And a nice one that time from Screaming V. Penny Pincher trying to get through. Now she slips and slides through, trying to get through the wall as Delinquent comes right back out of the box. Roll Underground picked that up quickly.
They're very aware of what's going on, and that's nice. If I were Penny right here, I'd call it off. She worked hard.
And
Good
did
job,
just
girl.
that.
Yep. She worked so hard to get through that pack, and as a jammer, she went to the box twice in a row. I'd say get out of there and alive and let somebody else jam this one and come back in and try it again later.
Got a score of 186 as of right now in favor of the Mafia. 7 minutes to go in our opening half here from the Riverside Arena. Once again, next week we'll have the Iron Range Maidens on the air against the Supernovas from the Hodges Bernardo Arena.
We're ready for them.
It'll be a fun one. We'll have to talk a little bit about that at half. As breaking her way through there is Rubici again. Little Owl is right behind her.
Let's see some. Oh.
Little Owl, a nice move just on the inside line, pulling away a little bit here. Rubici they just blow right through. Well, Rubici lost a step and she slipped. Got nicked up on her way through, but both skaters just went right on through as they both just opened the lanes. So go ahead.
Sharknado skate. Did you see that track cut right there?
Yes, that was.
Oh, they missed it. Little Owl.
Right in front, Little Owl cut the track, but it worked out in front for her favor that time. And now Rubici is taking a couple of hits, so gets through. Little Owl coming back on the backside. She gets through as well.
So Little Owl's got the 4-point advantage right now in this jam. So Rubici might come through and score 4 and call it and even it out, or skate some more.
She's trying to get by Tom's mom and does. But behind that, Little Owl got through as well. And Little Owl is now gaining on track-wise on Rubici. Rubici is looking inside and no one picked her up. And she goes right through. And same thing for Little Owl because everyone's going to the box.
Skating again. I don't know. I don't know what their thought is here. Sharknado, tell me, what are you doing? I'd call this score 4 and call it off and even it out.
Rubici trying to get through, pushes forward. Little Owl goes out of bounds, but we got a penalty coming up on Rubici, so there goes that theory.
There's a back block.
And now Little Owl's going to take advantage and get through as Rubici goes to the box for that back block. So the Mafia are going to continue to add to this lead here in the early going. And now working her way through, Little Owl, and does it again. And she hits another grand slam. There's now a couple of Roller Underground girls come out of the box. Working through, Little Owl gets a nice bump and pushed out of bounds, and that will be the end of the jam.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall sometimes, just to know. I mean, obviously I have my ideas up here of what I would do, but clearly there's more than one way to skin a cat, and everybody has their own ideas how they want to play things. I would just like to know sometimes what they're doing.
I like how the angle definitely kind of plays a big role into things up here. You can see a lot of different things that I think plays into a role where some of the coaches on the side on the floor don't really pick up on that as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's so much that you can't see from that side of the track.
133-102 is the score with 4:09 to go. Law enforcer for Moose Lake Mafia. And Rubici still in the box for the Dirty Oars.
Look at those oars and that great four-wall. Nice job.
Law enforcer trying to get by. Winner's coming. Goes a block, but now Law enforcer gets through. Rubici comes out of the box. Right behind Law enforcer by about a turn. Law enforcer gliding into the far turn to look through the Roller Underground, and she gets by him. They were communicating, but it took too long. Now Rubici does get through.
What the steps pivot experience showing, guiding her line, telling him where to go. She's not the acting pivot in this jam, but she is absolutely the most experienced skater on the green team right now.
Nice nifty move on the top line by Law enforcer to get by and then call off the jam.
Great move by her. I'd love to see what she has in store for us in the future. She's an awesome derby player.
We have a timeout on the track and an opportunity for us to take another quick timeout. We thank you for listening to the Roller Derby Radio Network. Welcome back to the Riverside Arena. 3:04 to go here in our first half. 141-106 in favor of the Mafia as we get ready to go. Six-pack Stevie jamming for the Mafia. Sisu Storm again for the Underground, and six-pack Stevie gets through. Sisu Storm is taking a punishing few hits there.
She took an incidental shoulder to the head, I think. Did you see it right there on the right side of her chin?
And she's still trying to battle through. Six-pack Stevie sneaks right on through the inside as delinquent. Psycho Babel, Roland Pollock doing a nice job as well on Sisu Storm, and she's flying down. Juicy Fruit there as well. Her number might change from EF5 after this jam as she's taking the brunt. As getting through again is Six-Pack Stevie. As Sisu Storm goes down one more time. And Six-Pack Stevie realizes that no one was looking for her, snuck right through. She's having a heck of a night tonight for the Mafia.
She is one of their experienced skaters. She's fun to be around. She's fun to play with. She's fun to party with.
And now Sister Storm and Roland Pollock.
Take the inside again. 15 points on the inside line there. Good job, girl.
And Roland Pollock's going to go to the box for delivering that hit on Sisu Storm. And now Six-Pack Stevie coming back. This time they'll pick her up. But may not matter now. This time Six-Pack Stevie sneaks through again. Sisu Storm is taking a beating, and now Six-Pack Stevie calls it off. And Sisu Storm's going to be thinking, really? It just got through.
You know what? Sometimes that's the best thing you can do. Just fight your way through and force the other team to call it off. And it's hell sometimes, but she did a great job sticking with it and getting through the pack, forcing Stevie to call off that jam.
Under 2 to go. As lead now starting to mount here for the Mafia. It's now 164 to 106.
I just saw some motions on the inside of the track. Let's see what Beware Akira does for little L there. She made a great bookend. There she goes.
And little L worked her way through. And struggling to get through is now Furrylicious. She takes a couple of blocks. Now she gets through. And now Lil L is approaching the backside. Beware Akira trying to get him to come back. Now it's opening up. Little L goes out of bounds here on the near side.
Nice job, Steph. Oh, big track cut.
The official said no here on the near side. Little L gets, and it'll call the jam. No, she's going to for the box. So Furrylicious and Oars have a power jam here.
What the Steph got called on a direction of gameplay while she was moving back through the track, and I don't know. I'm not a ref.
Furrylicious trying to work her way through. She does.
Great opportunity here for the Dirty Oars to pick up some points at the end of this half.
Furrylicious coming through here on the near side. Goes through the middle trying to push Screaming V forward and does. And gets away and gets through.
Tenacious.
But she went out of bounds. Has got to come back.
Yeah.
And she gets called for cutting. So she'll go to the back. So again, both jammers sitting in the box. This is going to be the final jam of the first half.
Lil L's got to wait till she's released. We talked about this earlier. That penalty timer is not releasing her. She can't go until they do.
Now Lil L comes out. She'll jump back onto the track and go to the inside line, take a bump, but somehow stay in and gets through.
Fine demonstration again by Lil L of her core strength, staying in bounds when she's getting those hits.
Looking where to go now. She's trying to knife through, but she goes down that time. Gets blocked off, and that is going to be the end of that jam and the first half. We'll get the score for you here in a second when they're running up, but the Moose Lake Mafia started slow against the Dirty Oilers, but now they have picked it up big time late here in the second half. As they stretched the lead to 173 to 119. That's what we sit at the first half. We'll take a quick break. Come back with your halftime show on the Roller Derby Radio Network. Well, welcome back to Moose Lake. I'm Jason Grotz, Kitty Catastrophe. We're just a few minutes away from the start of the second half. It's 173-119 in favor of the Moose Lake Mafia over the Roller Underground Dirty Oars. Keep wanting to throw Roller Derby Underground in there.
I know.
But it's been a fun night here tonight. It's a debut bounce for Roller Underground. And they're looking pretty good.
Fantastic debut bout. They're doing a lot of good things. They've got some experience on the bench with Sharknado coming from another league, and Winter is coming, and Rabicha. They've got a few Foster skaters from Duluth helping them out. I think this league is going to thrive. There we go.
Nice round of applause and a couple of fist pounds for him as we're ready to go. What the Steph against six-pack Stevie to start this jam here. And the second half is underway. Six-pack Stevie is looking for the outside line, and it's there. She gets through. What the Steph hits the floor and pops back up, but once again, six-pack Stevie's building on that strong first half. Trying to find where she wants to go with this one. Winner is coming, trying to block her off. And now cutting through and doing a nice job. There's six-pack Stevie. Is what the Steph is coming on the backside of the pack. And the jam's called off there by six-pack Stevie. Is coming through on the other side was what the Steph.
Nice job by Steph there. Gave her 3 points on that.
177-122. Law enforce her. We'll go for Moose Lake Mafia. What the Steph one more time. For the roller underground. Moose Lake Mafia coach Sarge, very intense over there. Sharknado just relaxed. Eyeing things up. Looking at the demeanors of the coaches is kind of entertaining as well.
You know, Sharknado, I didn't get a chance to get into the Moose Lake locker room, but in the Oars locker room, Sharknado had a plan, and everybody knew what it was. They were going to stick to it and just get this through this first bout.
And now Law Enforcer gets through what the Steph, trying to work her way through delinquent. Lil L and Screaming V doing a nice job blocking her off as Law Enforcer gets right through, because that might be one of the young, inexperienced moves there. They lost track of her.
Yep.
As Law Enforcer, but they've had an opportunity this year to see some good first bouts. We had Deranged first bout. They had an outstanding one there, and now we're seeing a good one from the Dirty Oars as Law Enforcer gets through and calls off the jam.
Fantastic first bouts. You see the girls working well together. They may be not scoring a ton of points, but what they're doing very well, and I hope that they leave this bout proud, as Moose Lake should too. They're playing a fantastic game.
I know both teams will leave part of the night having a good time at tonight, the Moose Lake Municipal, where the after party is. The Muni on down, I believe it's on Main Street. One of two roads in Moose Lake.
It's a small place, but man, we have fun in there.
It's a great town here. And like you said, they love their derby here in Moose Lake. And now working her way through nicely is Feralicious. Feralicious gets through, gets the lead jam, and now six-pack Stevie gets through. She's about half the track behind Feralicious as she gets around the turn and is ready to approach the pack. Feralicious takes a bump there, goes to the outside, trying to deliver one back, but she loses that battle and get through six-pack Stevie. Feralicious now works, now bumps through, trying to get through by Lil L. Lil L leans into her, now she gets through. And on the backside, six-pack Stevie is approaching the underground pack. Ribici on Vortex trying to bump her off, but now the jam's called off. They say she didn't get through before it's called off.
I agree. Excellent job by Feralicious. You saw the bench coach, Sharknado, said call it off. You got through, evened up the points. End the jam before six-pack Stevie, who is on fire tonight, gets any more points, and that's exactly what she did.
Now Delinquent will go against Winners Coming. This is the first time we have seen Winners Coming jamming tonight.
She's kind of a sneak attack jammer. You know, she's maybe not a jammer. I think she's a pivot primarily for this team, but she's got some moves, so it'll be nice to see here what she does.
And her and Delinquent are already kind of squaring off as they continue to both back further up.
That's what we like to see.
As now Winners Coming is going to go to the high side while Delinquent went low, and they both converge in the middle. Delinquent goes out of bounds on the outside.
Oh,
Winners
no.
Coming
She got a penalty.
gets called for a penalty, as you said. And she'll skate to the box, and Delinquent will go to the inside and get lead jam on the power jam.
It's no fun to go to the box, but you know what, Wayner? Great job, girl, for going there fast. Put your butt in the seat and get that time running.
And now she will have to watch as Delinquent uses the high line that time. We talked about the low line being open a lot tonight, and now the high line was there for Delinquent. Now a penalty is going to be called on Screaming V, and she just turned around like what I do, and Delinquent takes a hard hit there.
Great move by what the Steph there.
She's trying to back up as Delinquent will have to come in behind her.
Nice job.
Delinquent trying to work her way through, gets blocked off that time by I Shoves Lucy. A couple of shoving there as a wholesale group of Mafia members and Oars fall down and pop right back up.
Great job by Ricochet there, moving from the inside to the outside to to cover that outside line where the jammer is going.
Delinquent calls that one off. 186, 126 before they put the totals on the board. As we beat you in six-pack, Steve, you're going to go at it one more time with just under 25 minutes to go in this contest. Now, Revici trying to go for a quick shove on six-pack Stevie, but the line opened both sides, and six-pack Stevie just a step ahead got through. Revici is right behind her. And now six-pack Stevie stayed low and inside on the turn and got a couple of strides ahead. Runs into a wall, sneaks through. She powers her way through. Revici is right behind her again and gets through.
Nice job. I saw Polar Vortex covering that inside line so Stevie couldn't take it. I wonder if they talked about that in the locker room at halftime. Although it's open right now.
Six-pack Stevie calls it off and goes along that inside line and keeps her foot in bounds.
They didn't give him? Did they? No, they did not give him to her.
That is interesting. I thought she had snuck by, but they didn't give it to her.
Hard to know.
Again, that's that whole angle aerial view that we have. And now we got a stoppage and they're going to discuss it. And I think Moose Lake Mafia kind of wants to know about that one.
Yeah, I would too.
And we'll take a quick timeout with them. Welcome back, Riverside Arena. What the Steph and Little L jamming right now. Little L trying to get some help from Beware and Kara on the inside. Gets blocked off. What the Steph pushing through in front of the pack as Little L spills again. And now What the Steph gets through. And Little L, I believe, is going to the box.
Oh. Let's see what the Oars do here with this advantage.
As What the Steph finds the line she likes, gets blocked and is going to push forward and gets through. Now they have to reform it quickly on an no-pack call, and they do. Now What the Steph with the Grand Slam is working her way through. Pushes forward again, trying to go to the high side, getting blocked out there, law enforcer. Now a couple others converging, doing a nice job. Was blocking her off that time, and now she gets through. As law enforcer had to let go, as did Loco Ocho.
Excellent pivoting there by Winter is coming. Look at her pull the pack back. The purple's going with her.
The jam is called off.
That girl spends a lot of time watching Derby and living Derby and playing Derby, and it's showing. Her experience on the track is not much in terms of months, but she is fantastic.
Should also add live tweeting Derby as well.
She does. She's excellent live tweeter. She live tweeted the whole entire last Iron Range Maidens bout.
And watching her, she was sitting right in front of us in the booth, and it was kind of fun. She was yelling the whole time, having a good time, and then at the end of the bout, she's like, I didn't realize you were right there. Perfect. Adds to the crowd. It's great to hear. So 22 minutes to go. It's 200 to 141. Is getting through. Six-pack Stevie once again. Now right behind her for Elicious. But six-pack Stevie is going to try to go through and get through once again. Has been leading the way for the Mafia tonight. For Elicious takes a couple of bumps and gets through.
You know what I like to see, Jason, is Stevie's getting through, but she's a fantastic jammer. She's not getting through easily on the inside line like she was in the first half. So they've made some corrections. That's great to see.
And as you said, they're blocking that inside line. Now she has to call it off. Vortex did a nice job there, blocking her off. For Elicious continued to battle on the backside for the Dirty Oars. And now we're going to see winners coming against Delinquent in the jam off here. It's 204-145. Those two had a lot of fun last time they jammed against each other.
I think these two have played together. I think Delinquent fostered with the former team of Winters Coming there at some point. I'm not sure, I get it all confused, but I think they have played together.
Seems like Delinquent's been fostering all over the place. She loves roller derby as well.
She's an animal. She loves to play, and that experience shows. Look at this, right through the pack.
And Winters Coming trying to get by law enforcer and does. But Delinquent's got about a half a track lead now as she's approaching the pack here as they try to set up. Does the roller underground.
Nice job there.
Delinquent pushes her way through the inside. Winters Coming Lost her balance on the inside line, but Delinquent's going to the box.
Delinquent with the back block against Ricochet there, and let's see what Winter does.
Winter's coming, getting bumped there by Law Enforcer. Now trying to get by Loco Ocho. Little Al squeezes through Little Al and Loco Ocho. Stays in bounds and Dipsy Doodles down low. Does a nice job there with nice footwork.
Winter calling her play. I think that was good. Nice hit right on the outside of the bra strap, so legal.
Couple of bumps there.
Law Enforcer not letting her through easily.
She's living up to that name.
She is. She's insane.
And now Winter's coming, gets through. And Sharknado wants to call it off. Nope. As Delinquent comes right out. And Delinquent sends Winters coming down. Delinquent is going to use that inside line and get bumped down there. And what the Steph?
She went out of bounds, but Delinquent scored some points before she did.
Now Winter's coming, goes out, has to come back in. Delinquent's gonna get through what the Staff. So Winter's coming, pirouettes around, trying to find the high line. It's opened up. She sends Law Enforcer down and gets by her. Delinquent's coming on the backside. Winter's coming, takes a look back. Delinquent had that open inside line. It's there.
Oh. Delinquent's trying to call it off, but she is not lead jammer. It's only a penalty now if she actually successfully calls it off. I don't think she will be successful with Bacon as her head jam ref.
Winter's coming, trying to push through. Delinquent's going to work her way through one more time. Try to, I should say. She gets cut off, and that's going to be the end of the jam. Wow, that was a fun jam there between those two again.
It was a fun jam, but you know, as a bench coach, it's frustrating when your skaters aren't, when they're obviously not doing what you're saying. And you saw her shake her head to Sharknado, I don't want to stop. And she was skating well, but he might have had a plan in store, and she doesn't know what that plan is all the time. We saw one of the Moose Lake skaters do that earlier. A little frustrating, but fun to watch for the fans.
Roland Polak will jam for the first time against Rebicia. Roland Polak goes inside, gets bumped out of bounds, humps right back in. Rebicia got that high line, and she used it to her advantage and skates through. 2:12, 1:59, 18 minutes ago in the bout tonight. Roland Polak taking some good hard bump, but she gets through now. Rebicia trying to cut through, gets bumped by Beware Karen screaming V. Rebicia trying to get by six-pack Stevie now. But Roland Polak on the backside, working against some underground wall,
Nice
gets
hit
through it
by
now.
Penny
There's a nice
Pincher.
hit.
Great job.
Penny Pincher sends the Polak flying. Well, she'll hop back in as Rebicia is getting to the backside of that pack now. She'll try to slingshot along the inside.
Oh.
A nice collision there, and Polak's going to the box. She's not too happy with that call. She picks up her speed on the outside of the goal on her way to the box. The penalty box is on the left side from our vantage point of the Moose Lake Mafia bench.
The box has been a lot quieter the second half than it was the first half.
You mentioned adjustments. Both teams appear to make those adjustments that you talked about that they probably would make at halftime.
Yep. Sometimes it just takes a break to realize what's happening and come up with a plan how to figure how to stop it from happening.
Rebicia gets through. And 5 more points for her and her team as they're trying to close in on this lead.
Yeah.
Another nice power jam could give them that opportunity.
Jeez.
And Rebicia trying and gets through again. Another grand slam, and she gets the call to call it.
I don't know if you saw what was happening. They were telling her to call it. The opposing jammer was coming out of the box. You're required to stand the last 10 seconds of your penalty, and so you can see it developing, especially from here. On the floor, it's harder to see, but you can see that opposing jammer standing, getting ready to come in, and they wanted Rebicia to call it off before that jammer came in. They missed it just by a second, maybe half a second even. But excellent track awareness again. This team is going to be fantastic as they develop.
Well, to Staff against Law Enforcer, it's now 2:15, 176. So a couple of good jams. They're within reach. Law Enforcer, though, is going to try to counter that, and she gets through as Leon Jam. Law Enforcer is, I'm guessing, is going to look down at that inside line. And there it is, and she sneaks right through. She takes advantage of that as the Roller Underground is trying to get what the Staff through. Winter's coming is trying to get her team back. Law Enforcer now is coming on the backside. They take a look at her. Law Enforcer tries to go inside.
Oh, big back block.
She's going to the box. She doesn't believe it. Little disbelief, but she'll skate on the way to the box. They're trying to get her to go a little faster. You can see Mr. Sarge over there.
Yeah.
Just waving his arm along is what the Steph's trying to take advantage now.
Again, what the Steph's experience showing here, telling the team what she wants them to do.
What the Steph gets through. Sharknado wants her to call it. Now they change her mind and says, okay, I agree.
She's not lead jam. She can't call it, so.
That is correct as she skates by. She'll just push through and
Nice job. It's hard to push sometimes, but she's doing a great job of it.
continue to drive forward. Now she spills with Little Al. Pops back up, just trying to push.
There she goes. Take it, take it, take it.
And she gets it.
Nice work. Moose Lake really putting on the brakes and making her work for that.
And Law Enforcer comes back out of the box, but you can tell what the Steph had to use a lot of energy. Fun watching the members of the Iron Range Maintenance to our right trying to direct traffic, having a good time in the corner there.
You know what? You can't stop. Ooh!
Law Enforcer trying to call it off, but she had that penalty.
She's not lead. She doesn't know. She forgot.
So she's just slowing down too, trying to figure out what's going on.
Yep.
And now there's a panty switch, and Winter is coming, is approaching the back of the pack.
Got some fresh legs there.
And now that would be the end of the jam. Law Enforcer does get through and pick up some points, but some mass confusion. She's going to spin over to the far side and try to get a breather.
Yeah, they'll explain it to her. She'll get it next time.
I will say it's quite entertaining. You mentioned you just can't stop, and you look to the right. There's a few members from the maidens and having a good time at the, I would say the edge of their seats, but they're at the edge of the track.
Yeah, they can't get any
on their
closer.
feet.
You know, and it's funny, look at the exact opposite corner, and I see some Harbor City Roller Dames, and they're, you know, they're shouting and saying what they want, but they just look so much more relaxed.
As we get ready to go for this jam with 13:30 to go, it's 224-187. Fergalicious gets through. Trying to work her way through as delinquent. Now she will get through with Fergalicious lead jam. We'll see if she tries to get through here and then calls it off, pick up some points. She gets bumped there, now trying to work through. She gets a bump from six-pack Stevie, spins around, trying to split Beware Karen Screamy V, and now she calls it off. Delinquent gets 1, 2 on the board for Fergalicious, so Fergalicious couldn't completely get through, but she was able to win that jam and get a point for her team.
Yep, and I think it takes some discipline to know when to call it and when to continue to skate. I mean, she had some great momentum, and she really wanted to skate, but sometimes you just have to let it go, and she did a good job.
225 to 190, and I think if you ask some people coming into this bout, they might be surprised that it's still only 35 points right now. As now trying to get through is Little Al. She's taking some nice bumps.
Oh, they called what the Steph on a high block there. She was backwards blocking, holding Little L, but long enough to get Winter is coming lead jammer. So sometimes those penalties are worth it.
And what this, Winter is coming, just going to call it off as Little L was closing quickly. And Little L was gaining speed. I notice that's one of the strengths about six-pack Stevie's games also is she picks up speed well coming out of those corners.
She's very fast. It's hard sometimes to tell from up here exactly how fast they're skating until they reach this very slow pack and you realize, my gosh, they are really flying.
Winter's coming, six-pack Stevie. Six-pack Stevie's done a lot of damage tonight for the Mafia. But Winter's coming with a nice move through the inside.
Stevie right on her butt there.
She takes a look back. Trying to decide where she's going to go. She's going to call it off and try to get some points on that before that fourth whistle, but she goes straight out of bounds.
Yeah.
Nice, thought and theory.
Sometimes there's a hole there and you can take it. Sometimes there's not a hole and maybe you're a little more agile, but it was a smart move for her not to take the back block. You hate to get that kind of a penalty. She did a good job.
11 minutes to go, 225 to 190.
I'm so excited to see all these new Moose Lake Mafia skaters. So many of them, like I said earlier, I've never seen skate before. Fantastic.
Little L and Fergalicious. Little L gets through. Fergalicious, and I believe it was Roland Pollock that used Law Enforcer as a screen, pushed her forward. And Fergalicious trying to get through. And she will, but on the backside, Lil L looking for that high line, gets bumped out of bounds, run into the boards. As they're trying to back up and does. As Fergalicious come through, Lil L slips and falls. Fergalicious trying to get some points and sneaks through, does a nice job. And Lil L on the inside went out of bounds, and she should get called, and she will.
Nice job by What the Step. What the Step was even with the blocker who pushed Lil L out of bounds, and so Lil L actually cut What the Step when Steph went back. Great job.
Fergalicious is going to take advantage and get through with the power jam. And here's that opportunity the Dirty Oars were looking for to close this lead even more.
I think so. Fergalicious has been pretty clean tonight. Let's see if she can just keep it clean and get through the pack. Her blockers are doing an excellent job for her. She looks a little tired, but nothing she can't overcome.
Wilco Ocho sends her flying. Roland Polak trying to do the same, but now Fergalicious absorbs some contact and will work through.
That should be a penalty right out there. Are they going to call it? Yep.
They send her to the box.
Yep.
Roland Polak to the box. Under 10 minutes to go in the second half. As now back on the track is Lil L.
They see her, they
but
do.
Fergalicious gets through, and they converge on Lil L and try to block her off. Another nice block there, that time by the Roller Underground. Bisa Burden on that one, but Lil L gets through. Fergalicious coming through now on the backside. But a nice jam for Fergalicious again.
Excellent jam. Coach Sharkey over there telling her to call it off, though. She didn't. Let's see if she'll call it right now.
She gets through. I don't think she can, because I thought Lil L was the lead jam before the penalty.
Okay.
And that's going to be the end of the jam. Lil L got through at the end. That was a full 2 minutes. And a nice jam there for the Roller Underground. And now we're going to have a quick stoppage of play on the track. 8:39 to go in this contest. 2:33 for the Moose Lake Mafia. The total's getting added up for the Roller Underground. And that's going to put them at 2:12. So it's 2:33, 2:12. We'll take a quick timeout on the Roller Derby Radio Network. Well, welcome back here. Again, we'd like to thank all our sponsors for making Roller Derby broadcasts possible here on the Roller Derby Radio Network. Once again, Graphic Custom Homes, Hidden Pines Equestrian Center, Spare Key, Stripe Force, the officials, Tires Plus, Toivos, Vidcom, and Wine Creations. They work on cleaning up the track a little bit here. 8:39 to go. 2:33, 2:12 is the score. The Moose Lake Mafia leading the Roller Underground Dirty Oars. And what's been a very exciting close bout tonight, I think that may have stunned some people.
I think it stunned a lot of people. You know, anytime you face a brand new league like this, there's an opportunity to rest kind of on your, kind of a chance to rest back on your experience and anticipate the win being a little bit easier to come by, but it's not been the case tonight, although I don't think Moose Lake has rested at all. They have been playing a fantastic game. They're jamming well, they're blocking well. It's a very evenly matched, fun game to watch.
Again, we're here in the second half, 8:39 to go as we get some maintenance on the track.
I don't know if you saw that, somebody just got ejected from too many penalties. No, I hate to say ejected. She fouled out. That would probably be the better word. We'll find out who it was here in a minute. You get 7 penalties and you're out, so they put 6-pack Stevie in, I think, over there to finish off her penalty. And that skater will be back to watch the game under the new rules. She's allowed to come back and watch.
I think the last ejection or fouled out I saw was longtime Iron Range main skater Bobby Terhor.
Yeah, we miss Bobby Terhor. We're going to see her in a couple of months as we travel down to Missouri to skate a tournament down there.
Now working our way through is Rebicia going against 6-pack Stevie. Rebicia gets the lead jam for Roller Underground. She spins partially, comes to the outside line, gets through. 6-pack Stevie, her favorite line, the inside, works again, but she gets called for a penalty.
A little track cut there.
And now Rebicia and Roller Underground with another golden opportunity here.
So Rebicia takes the inside. You know, Rebicia keeps putting on the brakes. Moose Lake is doing a great job making that big solid four-wall in the back, and that takes away the jammers' momentum. Nice job, Moose Lake.
Rebicia gets through again for 5 more points. This one's going to go down to the wire tonight. Now Rebicia trying to get by Beware Kara and Screamin' V. And Rebicia goes flying. Boericera goes flying as the Screaming V, but Boericera, and we might have a Rebicia coming back in. Jumps back in, trying to get through, and does. And now coming out of the box is six-pack Stevie. She splits right through.
That was a great job by Juicy Fruit creating a hole there, just stepping in that green four-wall.
Stops, spins, does Rebicia, goes from the high, down low, all the way through, gets through. Six-pack Stevie right behind. And she's going to get called for a back block, and she'll go to the box. So power jam again for the Roller Underground Dirty Oars.
Let's see what Rebicia does here. She's a little tired.
Takes a bump there, actually absorbed most of it. We got a penalty on Rebicia, and she'll go to the box. So we'll have some jammer communication in the box. As now the pack will just get a little breather on their skates. And now, just like that, six-pack Stevie comes out. And that'll be the end of the jam.
I think I've seen more 2-minute jams tonight than I've seen in a long time in a roller derby bout. These teams like to skate and skate it out to the end. It's kind of fun to watch. It's a different strategy. Certainly it's got to be a little more exhausting, but fun to watch.
For the Roller Underground, the Dirty Oars really starting to make this lead disappear.
Shows 2:39 to 2:12, but
I don't think they put up the points yet.
I was thinking the same thing, and now they're going to...
There they go. Holy moly.
2:39, 2:30. Delinquent gets through with the power jam, so Moose Lake Mafia trying to take advantage as much as they can here to get that lead back up. And now Rebicia out of the box. Delinquent gets through for the scoring pass and picks up some points there, much needed. That's a grand slam for Delinquent. That was huge there for the Mafia. As now they're trying to come through the outside. She does and calls off the jam. So huge jam for the Mafia to try to extend that lead back and get a little more comfortable. And not surprised that they go to one of their experienced skaters in the jammer spot there.
I think we'll see her and Stevie probably now through the end. That was a great move by Law Enforcer and some excellent toe-stop work by Delinquent there at the end of that jam. Score 4 points and get out of there. That jammer was hot on her tail.
2:48, 2:30. 5 minutes to go. Crowd on the edge of their seats for the most part. Some standing on the track or at the edge of the track as much as they can.
No one's going home early tonight. Oh.
And now a big collision there sends everyone almost flying except for what the staff.
There she goes.
And
oh.
She goes right down by Screaming V. Now she gets lead jam status. Six-pack Stevie fights and gets by for Alicious at the last second, gets through. Closing quickly though, six-pack Stevie, and she picks up a lot of ground on these turns.
The big four-wall of purple there in the way.
But the Steph's just going to cut through the inside though because that four-wall didn't pay attention, and now six-pack Stevie gets by as well, so that one evens out.
Both teams trading points at that point, 4 for both.
That four-wall kind of was just coasting along, wasn't really thinking that the skater might be coming behind him.
I don't know what happened, and then all of a sudden Winter was in front of that inside blocker, and they got kind of tangled up. Great job by the green team there to play a little defense from the front, which is not the easiest to do, but they did it nicely.
4 minutes and counting to go in this one. Now strategy is probably going to play into a role, especially if you're Moose Lake Mafia, trying to find a way to work these final minutes in this lead, 2:52, 2:34.
I think scoring points and running the clock simultaneously will be what they do here. We'll see.
Furry-licious trying to get lead jam, and she will. Delinquent getting blocked off. Now she fights through.
Look at that fight. Delinquent pushing maybe a little bit harder, trying to catch that jammer.
Now Furry-licious trying to come inside. She gets bumped off. Delinquent takes one, goes out of bounds, and spins.
Great move by Polar Vortex there to cover that inside line.
Furry-licious working outside. She